What's up, everybody? It's AJ with etrailer.Com. Today we're going to be checking out these solar panels from Brightway. Now they're going to be for battery maintenance, so they're not going to charge up your battery if it's like dead or halfway gone. It's just going to help maintain, keep it where it is.
It's perfect for keeping your batteries topped off at the campsite or the job site.
Another good application for this solar panel would be the dump trailer behind me. That way it's good to go, whatever you need to dump, whatever's in your trailer. Got it all hooked up for the dump trailer, and since I can't show you the amps coming out, we have an amp reader, so I can hook this up and we can actually look and see what it's doing. The power's going to come from the solar panel and through our converter box here. This light turns red when it's working, so let's put it down here in kind of the shade, and you can see the little red light is on. So it is trickle charging to our battery over here. But just for further proof, I'm going to put the amp reader on there. It started at 0. And now it's at 0.3 amps. So I know that 0.3 amps doesn't sound like a whole lot, but again, remember, it's not to charge your battery if it's lower down to like 50%, to get to 100%. That's not what this does. This just keeps it up and maintains it wherever it is. That way it'll work every time you go to use it. Now we're going to put the solar panel to the test. Most of the time, you think solar panels, those early day ones that, you know, if it gets a scratch on there or crack somewhere, it's ruined, it won't work. They say that we could dump rocks on this and it'll still work when we're done, so that's what we're going to do. All right, let's get these rocks off here, see if we did any damage whatsoever. There's a few marks on the top of the solar panel, but it don't look like we cracked it. There doesn't seem to be any major damage, if you can see. Looks like there's some marks on here, but no major crack or anything like that. Let's hook it back up and see what it does. With our amp reader at 0, we're going to put it around the power again and see what we got. We're actually up to 0.4 amps now, so it did better after we dumped rocks on it. I think it honestly is just because it's kind of a cloudy day here, so the sun's just far away from the clouds, so we're getting a little better readout than we did the first time. So hopefully that goes to show you that it's a little tougher than your average solar panel. You know, they've come a long way from what they used to be, and this one seems like it's built with quality. They said that if it would have damaged or cracked one of the individual cells, it wouldn't have bricked the whole thing. It would still work, just that one cell would be not working. So that's kind of cool to know that if it does get damaged in one spot, the whole thing's not ruined. Let's go ahead back over to the camper and get installed. So our first step is we're going to attach our battery terminals to our battery. We have 2 batteries running in series right here. We're going to run the negative to the outbound negative and the positive to the outbound positive. Make sure you're careful not to touch the ratchet to the other side while you're loosening it. With it attached to the battery, I went ahead and took our ratchet and did a couple turns on each one just to make sure it's nice and snug on there. And it looks like we determined about here's where we want to keep the battery box. I can run the cable out to the side here because there's a little bit of an overhang, and then we can attach the solar panel. So when it comes to mounting the solar panel, the customer actually made their own kind of mount on this post that we can put here, and he can put it on and off when he's not moving. So you only put it on here when he's got it parked and not going anywhere. And then since it has this simple plug to plug it back into the battery, you can take it out when you're ready to leave and throw it in the RV. So let's just go ahead and put it in its post. And then I can plug it into the battery. I remove the dust cover here and just plug it in.
It's designed to be mounted through the metal grommets in each corner. Our customer has chosen to mount it to a custom pole, but a good alternative is to mount it directly atop of your battery box or toolbox if you have one.
The last part of installing it is we took our access cable here and kind of zip tied it to the post. There's 16 feet of that cable, so you really aren't limited to being, you don't have to be right next to the battery. You could probably set up some kind of tripod thing out here and run the cable out here, because again, you're not going to use it while you're driving down the road. It's only when you're parked, so you can kind of set up your own thing. It's very customizable, so you can do it your way. Well, I think that does it for our look at the solar panels. I hope this helped.